Okay, I think I'm live. Hi guys, welcome back. Okay, so today I'm going to be doing mixed media. I've done it a couple times on my channel. Mixed media means that I have some prompt cards and I'm going to pull them and they're going to tell me what to do. And I'm going to pull 10 prompts. And at the end of 10, if I still don't like what I'm doing, I am going to pull cards. And then you could choose one or all three to put on your paper. So I'm just going to shuffle. Now, if you want to see the mixed media that I've already done, there is some on my channel. There's a couple videos. You can go back and see them. But I actually cut them all up already and made the ATCs and some other tag cards. And I'm going to show you, like, I've cut them up. They're in a baggie here. All different mixed medias. So that's what I do with them. I have a video coming up shortly to show you what I'm doing with them. So I don't actually have one done to show you. Hi, Lord Sphinx. Okay, so I'm just shuffling the cards, giving it a few minutes. Thanks for the thumbs up. Welcome, everybody. Please like the stream. Hi, Jessica. Welcome. I'm a little bit late today because my computer had to do an upgrade and it took forever to get it done. So that's why I'm a little bit late today. So I'm just shuffling the prompt cards. I hope everyone's having a good Sunday. Thank you for coming to support me. So I'm going to pull 10 prompt cards to tell me what to do. And then we're just going to decorate this white page. The prompt cards are to be taken as one at a time. And then when you take one, you just act like you don't see the layer below. And if you find something you really like, then you should cover it up, because the object of this game is to learn about layers, learn about how it's mixed together, all of that. So, and then you could use them for tags. You could use it for journal covers. You cut them down and make journal covers. You could do so much with your mixed media. There's no designated thing to do. So I'm just going to shuffle. Oops. And get started. So the first prompt is drops. So you could use ink, you could use paint. For drops, it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to put that here. I'm going to move these ones up to the top out of the way. And I've got some ink here right beside me. So I'm going to use for it doesn't cost a lot to do mixed media. So you could get things on sale. You could get things from the dollar store. All kinds of things. It doesn't take much to use. Now I put the drops down. I am spraying just a little bit of water onto the drops to get them moving a little bit. This is alcohol water. So now I'm going to use my dryer and I'm going to dry it. Hi, Mom. I'm just pushing the ink along to dry. Okay, so now I'm going to just use one of my Lysol wipes, and I'm just going to soak up some of the ink that's not drying, just to move it along a little faster. Okay, I'm going to try to dry it again now. It should be a little bit faster to dry. I'm going to set this one away, and I can reuse this wipe because it's really cute. It's got some nice blue on there. So I'm going to try to dry it now again. Okay, so that should be dry now. So that was the first prompt. It said drops, and when I did the drops and then when I sprayed it and dried it, this is how it turned out. I think it looks good. So we're moving on to the second prompt. We're going to grab the next card. And the next card says add squares. So now you could either draw them, you can stamp them, you can use a stencil. It's totally up to you. So what I have is this stencil here. I'm just going to use this part as square, just like that. So I'm going to stencil. I'll show you the square in a second. Just getting my sponge ready. I need a color to go with blue. What color do you think I should pick next? What color do you guys think I should pick next? Lord Sphinx says purple. Jessica says purple. Okay. Light purple or dark purple? I have light purple and I have dark purple. Which one? Which one do you guys like? Okay, we'll go with dark. One says both and the other says dark. The other one is dark, so we'll do the dark first. Okay. I'm just going to put a little bit of paint on my mat here, and then I'm going to do squares. It's not a perfect square, but it's square enough, so we're just going to and there's one square. Thank you for picking color. There's the second square. It doesn't matter where you put them, just put some on. It doesn't matter where you put them, just put some on. Use a pen for you in a minute and make squares yourself. I need a little bit more paint. And I'll keep going to use up the paint that I did pour. Don't forget your corners and your edges when you do mixed media because they matter. One more up here. And one off to the side here. Okay, so I'm going to put that in water, my pencil till later, and I'll wash it out. Okay, so you also can just draw squares if you don't have a stencil that has the shape of a square. I'm just cleaning off my mat here with the excess paint. Okay. Try to tidy up just a little. So I have a marker here. I'm no artist, but just draw a square, just like that. And that's as simple as you can do it. So you don't actually need a stencil. Just drawing some squares. No rhyme, no reason. Anywhere you want. So there's the squares done. I'm just going to quickly dry the paint, and we're moving on to the next prompt. Okay, that's pretty dry. Let's pull another card. Oops, I grabbed two by accident. So this one is texture paste. So you can use texture paste many ways. If you don't have texture paste, what you would do is just use paint and do a thick layer of paint. And it's to make dimension. It's to make texture on your page. So you don't actually have to have texture paste, but you can use paint if you do it a little bit thicker. I have texture paste, and it's right here. So I'm going to, I have texture paste, and it's right here. So I'm going to be used, and because this one is clear texture, you can't see it, and layers to go on yet, so you would still be, so put in the texture paste, light purple or dark purple. I'm just looking for a spoon or something. There. It says light. Jessica says light. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of light purple into the texture paste just to color it. Has some color to it. Now, because this texture paste does take quite a bit to dry, but I'm just going to put it on a thin layer. I'm going to use a stencil. So there's the texture paste mixed with paint. Drop my spoon in some water. I've got my crafts beside me. I'm just looking for something to apply the texture paste. There it is. Okay. So I'm moving it out of the way. Clean this off. Got some purple on the lid. There we go. Putting that back away. Moving this over. Okay, so now I'm going to get a stencil. I'm going to add the texture paste. And I think I'll use this stencil. So just get some texture paste, and I'm just going to put it on a little bit thin because I do want it to dry today. Just put it in a container and be able to use it in the future. So applying the texture paste. Oops. Try not to move your stencil. And now I'm going to peel it up just like that. And I'm moving on over to here. I'm going to do that a few times. So I put some on there, and we're just going to spread it out a little bit thin. Just like that. Lift my add a little bit more texture paste. So there's that one done. I'm going to do a couple more at the top, and then we're going to dry it. Moving on. So the chances of seeing this at the very end is probably low, but you'll be able to feel texture. It will look like there's a texture on your paper. And it's, again, just for you to get used to using it. Okay, so I have a little bit left. Paste. I am going to dry it now. Thank you, Mom. It's looking good already. We're only on this prompt, so we still have quite a few prompts to go, but that's okay. I'm going to dry it now. Okay, so that's it's a little tacky, but not too bad. All right, so let's pick next prompt. Our next prompt is metallic paint. Okay, so bucket. And you can add the metallic paint any way you want. You can, again, stencil. You could use a brayer. You could use an old credit card. You could use a paintbrush. You could do whatever you want to put on metallic paint. I'm looking through my paint box. I got some gold metallic paint. I got some blue metallic paint. And I got some pink. And I got some red. So what color would you pick now between these colors here? Red, pink, gold, or blue? What color do you guys want? Where this thing says gold. Okay, gold it is. Jessica said gold. Okay, so I'm just going to apply it with a credit card to spread it out. So I'm just going to put a couple drops of gold down. And spread. Just like that. Again, don't forget your edges. And yes, it looks like mud right now, but it will look good by the time we're done. Never panic because it does start to get a little muddy in the middle sometimes because of the prompts, but okay. So I added the gold. I'm going to dry it quickly. Mom says gold. Everyone said gold. Perfect. Here. Is that what you're talking about? There is some, but it's not showing on camera. And it not every every corner, everything has to be covered this time. It will get covered sooner or later. But I did put some on there. Okay, I'm just cleaning off my hands and I'm gonna dry. And the next card is stencil. So now we get to stencil anything we want. Now, what color should we pick? We've got to stick to a color scheme and not go too many colors. So we have the light purple, we have the dark purple, and we have the turquoise on the page. So out of these three colors, what color should I stencil next? Well, if we do pink, it might be a little bit too contrasty. It's got to be like in the blue family. I have like this blue to go with the ink, right? That's kind of where we're headed. So I have like three different kinds of blue here. We have peacock blue, tropical blue, and turquoise. So pick a blue. Pick one of these three. A, B, or C. A, B, C. Sphinx says C. Mom says C. C is it. Okay, so this is C. We're going to use C. And we're going to stencil. Now I'm looking for a stencil. I have my stencils close by. Where's my bag of stencils? I just had them. Sorry, guys. 1 second. I dug them out, and now I can't find them. I don't want these ones. There's a bag of stencils somewhere. Okay, I'll just use this stencil. We'll do it blue. This is peacock blue. Get my sponge. Hi, Sherry. Is little man off now? Is he off on his trip? Okay, but we definitely don't want a stencil, some blue, because our prompt was stencil. So little man's gone to camp the week. Okay, we're going to move the stencil along. I'm sure he's going to have a blast. He'll have fun. He always does. He loves camp. And I got to see a picture of him in his bag today. It looked huge. He definitely has enough for a week. It looked like a month's worth. So I'm just applying paint through the stencil. because our next prompt was stencil. Yes, and Sherry gets a break, a mommy break. They start school soon, back to school soon. In September, beginning of September, I think, which will be good. Okay, we're going to move the stencil along. Are you riding the bus home, or are you home already, Sherry? This blue is very pretty. Okay, I'm going to just do a couple more stencils and then I'll be done. A little bit more paint. Oh, you're home already. That's awesome. Okay, so we're done the stenciling. I'm just going to dry it real quick, throw the stencil into the water. So I need to change this water. It's really muddy. Today, because we're doing a lot of paint, I'm going to drop some of the blue that's left here. I know, I wish you could come visit too. It's been a while since we've seen each other. A really long while. I even still have the Christmas presents here. Could you change my water for me? Thank you. Sorry guys, I'm just asking someone to change my water. Okay, so I'm just gonna dry this. water. Not that water, this water. Okay, guys, so now, thanks, Mommy. Yes, Sherry, it's been like over a year. I can't believe it. Where does the time go? Time flies so quickly. I can't believe it. Okay, we are on. Am I frozen? Sorry if I'm freezing. It might be my internet or it's YouTube. Okay, so use yellow. So now we have to use yellow. Okay, so I have yellow right here. They're both bright yellow. So let's just use the small one up first. And we are going to, how do we want to use yellow? Let's see. Let's do another stencil this time. On my phone is spinning, but I'm not sure if it really is spinning. It's spinning. I think it's still spinning. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry, guys. The internet is acting up. Okay, so we're going to do yellow. We're going to stencil. And I have a stencil with some arrow. We're going to stencil. And I have a stencil with some arrows. So I'm just going to start stenciling. Again, this is just to help you get used to stenciling and putting on layers and getting used to your art supplies. So no right or wrong. You could do whatever you want. Prompt was pulled and said use yellow, so that's what I'm doing. Okay, thank you, Sherry. Oops. Trying to add arrows. This is a new stencil. I wanted to see how it works out. See if better. Yeah, it's okay. I think less paint is better. Not to put it on too thick. Please, guys, don't forget to thumbs up the stream. Okay, we're going to just do 3 across the top, and then we're going to move on. You're making muffins, sweet potatoes. So we're just putting yellow arrows, like I said. I hope everyone's having a good Sunday. Okay, moving it along. I try to do this as quick as I can, so we're not here all night. But mixed media does take time because you got to do each layer, and then you've got to dry it and do another layer and dry it. So it does take some time to do it. Usually it takes about an hour and a half, an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. It just depends. And each layer, you'll see a little bit of each layer from before, and it just peeks through, which is really awesome. I love mixed media for that. Okay. So I'm going to put this stencil in the, put this stencil in the, cleaning up a little where I had the paint. It shouldn't take long to dry this paint. It's not on really thick, so. Ooh, I hear some bass. Somebody is playing music close by. Okay, let's dry. Okay, so that layer is now dry. We're good. We're picking another prompt. We're on number 7. It says paint. So we are going to paint. And we need to bring back purples. So which purple are we going to use? Dark or light? It says dark. Or B. It's dark. Or B. Mom says dark. Okay. Lord Sphinx says a mixture. We'll see. Okay, so we're going to use the dark purple, and I'm going to use bubble wrap this time because it doesn't say how I have to apply it. Just apply paint. Purple on. Anyway, anyhow. More purple. You agree? A mix? Okay. Well, let's do the dark purple first. I think that's good. So there's the dark purple. I just need to clean it up a little. I want to get this corner right here. There we go. Okay, right back. Okay, I'm just wiping